Alright, so we're back with part 2. It hasn't been an hour and a half, but it's pretty solid on the other side, so I went ahead and did the release agent of Vaseline on the front to aid in the splitting of the two halves. But you can tell the color difference between the wet and the drying plasti paste. So just gonna, and like 8 minutes is pretty much the end all to be all pot life in this stuff, especially when you're running something like 10 ounces and you kind of have to play around as to where it's gonna go. So if you're not sure, start with 5. 5 is really easy to manage. Just make sure you get your volumes or your weights correct. For 5 ounces of paste, you'd put in 2.05 ounces of liquid. So keep track of that, because we wouldn't want to go ahead and waste a bunch of stuff because of a slight miscalculation. Like this stuff isn't nearly as expensive as the silicone rubber, but you know, why waste if you don't have to, if it only takes you an extra couple minutes to really think about it properly. And that's that, really. I'm finding that with the first batch that I mixed, I spent a little too much time mixing it, actually stirring it, and like right now the bucket's not nearly as warm as it was the first batch I did, so I'm thinking that might have something to do with it. So something to keep in mind. It may be purely coincidental, but in case it's not, it's a heads up for everybody who's doing this kind of work and that's using my channel, my YouTube channel, or my Facebook videos as a bit of a guideline. Now, I don't offer these as tutorials because I'm still a hobbyist at this, but what tips I do share, you can pretty much take that to the bank, because I've either made the mistake or I've looked at it from a lot of different angles, and I'm usually not impulsive, especially when it comes to my projects. I usually think stuff out very clearly and then tackle the issue at hand. So trying to get the stuff out of there. There we go. Now, most of the material that I use isn't cheap by any means, but I'm a firm believer that you get what you pay for, and that the quality of your materials will also show in the quality of your finished product. Like my resin helmets will be made from smooth cast 325 as opposed to the 326 I had before. The only difference is 326 takes an hour to cure, so for slosh casting it's virtually useless, because who wants to be doing something like sloshing around a cast for the better part of an hour. It's, you know, it's kind of pointless. As whereas this stuff, the resin, the 325, cures in about 10 minutes. So I could live with that. Plus, it's a lot easier to see the cure process and to figure out where you're at as far as time frame and allowing you to turn and spin your mold according to your material's cure time. This stuff is just starting to get stiffer now, which is not bad because I'm almost finished. Now, with the material I've used out of the bucket, I wouldn't be surprised if I can get 3 mother molds, 3 helmet mother molds out of 1 tin of this stuff. Now, I'm not going super thick. There is some low spots, but like I've said before, it's a mother mold. It's not like it's going to be seeing a lot of pressure. This isn't going to be put in a vise. It's just going to be handled by human hands, and there's not a lot of areas that can deform. Now, since this is coming up at the 8-minute pot life, I'm probably really close to the end of time of my video here, so I'm going to mix another batch so I can go over the front. I won't post that though because it's just 5 ounces. It only takes 2 minutes. It's really not worth the time to post it up. But I will show you a video when everything is cured of little tips, things I've noticed, so on and so forth, and that's done for that one. So, catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.